And yes, is it what Ireland expected and what could have been, what history could have been made? No, it is disappointing, but unfortunately that sport happens. It is a missed chance, but there's a lot of pressures on this Irish team to make sure they perform.
And the Italian senior side will have been given a huge boost by the fact that their under-20s beat the Irish under-20s last night.
Yeah, and the Italian 20s, I'll be honest, Jim, I don't watch much, but they have, obviously the results, they have been getting better and better. The Italian team have been consistently improving. They are a passionate team. They've always been passionate, but it's the style of play they play now. They're attacking team. They're a quality side, quality outfit. So this is going to be a big task today for Ireland.
Italy to kick off, playing from right to left as we look at it in our lofty perch in the main stand here in the Stadio Olimpico. The referee is from the Rugby Football Union, and he's Luke Pearce. Angus Gardner, who did the game in Dublin last weekend from Australia, and Morney Ferreira from South Africa are his assistants or touch judges in Old Money. And the television match official is from the Rugby Football Union, and he is Andrew Jackson. So here we go, the first game on the very last day of the 2025 Six Nations Championship. My goodness, it has flown in. Would the outcome have been the same? Who knows? So Italy to get the game underway. Paolo Garbisi to start. Ireland all in green as ever, and white shorts waiting to receive, and Garbisi kicks it left-footed, coming down just inside the Ireland 20 to gather in the middle of the field by Ireland. Taking the ground, Finlay Bealham is in there as well, likewise Dan Sheehan. Big James Ryan just standing back a little bit. Back to scrum half, Jamieson Gibson Park. Tidy looking little kick is coming down, and it bounces into touch, and he kicked it from inside his 22, so there's no problem there. And there is a wee bit of a breeze just looking at the touch judge on the near side, and it's favouring the Italians at the moment. So the first set piece, Gonzalo Quesada, who played against Ireland way back in that infamous day in Lens in the World Cup in 1999 when Argentina turned Ireland over to some fine style. Good driving forward by the Italians up the Ireland 10-metre line. Well away by Martin Pagirello. The Italian scrum half ball has gone loose. Ireland very nearly stealing it, but no. Here goes Brex. Now Italian has got it away. Lovely dummy there. Rather careless pass. Ireland quickly on the ball, trying to retrieve that ball. James Lowe got in, but then got himself out. Pagirello again brings it in field. Nice handling by the Italians. Bit of a gap in the middle of the park. Good tackle by Dan Sheehan, but lots of blue jerseys representing the Azzurri are in there. Pagirello gets it away to the near side of the field, the Italian left, just still inside their own half by about 5 or 6 metres, and 15 metres in from the near touchline, the Irish right. Again, the scrum half's going to kick, and that's a nasty one. Underneath it is Mac Hansen, who jumps and catches, does really well, goes to ground, but he's laid the ball behind him, and Jamieson Gibson Park is going to get it away, and he does. Finlay Bealham takes it on by 4 or 5 metres. Gibson Park in quickly, and he's shaping himself up to kick, despite the fact that Josh van der Fleer is on his outside. Little chip once again coming down just inside the Italian half, jump and catch, and well chased by Mac Hansen, but the Italians have made it secure on the halfway line. Pagirello gets it away again. Italy drive forward, good support play by the back row. Now they come to the near side of the field. Little dummy, good defending by Ireland. Back on the Italian side again, they go to this near side of the field. That's well taken on by loosehead prop Fraschetti. Sets it up well. Pagirello is about to help dig it out, and Simone Ferrari is there as well, the tight head. That's gone all the way down into Ireland's 22, and Hugo Keenan is there and calls for the mark.
Yeah, Jim, really fast start. The Italians really up for it obviously today. They want to keep the ball in play. A couple of times finding some space and nearly exploiting Ireland, which was obviously a real worry last week. The French were so good at seeing where the space was. So the Italians certainly up for this. Happy to go through phases, putting the ball wide, and Jamieson Gibson Park now putting in a couple of really good kicks. So yeah, good test now for the first 3 minutes.
Shot on our little screen of Ireland's coach Simon Easterby. Nothing to frown about so far. Italy on Ireland's 10-metre line. Quick throw to the front. Ferrari gets it away. Round the front comes Pagirello, and he puts 1 foot in touch, and that's going to give the line out to Ireland as the Italian crowd get quite excited about the prospect of an early try. But it was nicely done. Ireland caught napping a little bit, And France or Italy might just have scored from that had the scrum half's foot not been in touch, well into touch though.
Yeah, it's hard, Jim. You want to cover all bases and line out, but yep, the man at the front sitting waiting to take it, and I think it was Tag Byrne who does a great job going through, putting some pressure on, and Ireland get the first opportunity now in the middle of the park to have a rattle, have a real good go from a set piece, which we know they're so dangerous from.
Ireland's line out just inside their own 10-metre line. Went nicely to the back, Gibson Park gets it away. Crowley into action. Ireland still driving forward, taking it up the middle. Back on the Irish side, Gibson Park to the far side of the field. Good wide pass to James Lowe. Here goes Lowe strong, and he's bundled into touch though by some good Italian cover defending, and Italy take it quickly. It was their line out, and the referee is not happy with that and wants them to come back, and James Lowe did what James Lowe does best, and that's put the head down and the shoulder down and make a little bit of ground.
Yeah, Johnny, he'll be disappointed though running into touch. Jamie Osborne, I think a couple of times the last couple of weeks has done the same. You as wingers, you've got to really understand where that touchline is and do everything you can, whether it's a spin back on the inside to make sure you don't get bundled in. So he took his chance. He was hugely missed last week, but first run there, he takes himself in the touch to be disappointed.
Italy win the line out on halfway. Good kick by Garbasi, left-footed. Underneath it is Keenan. Good take by Keenan. Needs a little bit of help. He's got it from Ringrose. Gibson Park on the near side. Taken on by Dan Sheehan right out in the wing. Crowley goes into scrum half, whips it away. Ball's gone loose from an Irish perspective. Referee is playing advantage to Italy, but he'll come back for the knock-on if he has to. But at the moment, Italy quite happy to recycle the ball in the middle of the field inside the Irish 10-metre line. Good take on by Ferrari again. That's enormous big tight head prop. And speaking of big tight head props, Tadhg Furlong's making a welcome return to the Irish colours, and it's good to see Tadhg Furlong playing again, actually, Chris.
Yeah, it's Ireland had a chance there. I think it was James Ryan tip on, just didn't go to hand. So look, Ireland again, look, their attack shape, they know they've missed a lot of opportunities in all their opening games, the Six Nations. We'll see a replay here. I think it's Tadhg Byrne tries to give the short pass, and it was just too low for James Ryan. But look, Ireland have been guilty for not taking opportunities. I think it was talked about in the studio before the game. So they're playing an awful lot in the middle park here. Perhaps obviously hindsight, could the ball have been put in the air again? Italy have been managed to do that, to put some pressure on us. So Jack Crowley get a great chance here to manage his team. A bit of field position and territory away from home probably would go a long way at the moment.
First scrum, Italy's ball just inside the Irish 10-metre line, about 20 metres in from the near touchline. The Italian left. Paolo Garbasi waiting. Martin Page-Rillo, capped 17 times, now 18. Pops it on, free kick against Ireland. And they've taken it quickly, the Italians, and they're almost up to Ireland's 22. Good covering tackle by Ireland once again, and by Robbie Henshaw, stolen by Jack Conan. Thought about passing and decides to leave it for Gibson Park. He brings it to the near side of the field. We have chance. Mac Hansen comes back in field, tries to straighten, and then makes a Maisie angle run, a little chip kick through for James Lowe to chase, and that's coming back dangerously, gathered in by the danger man himself, Ange Capuozzo. He's tackled Ireland inside the Italian half for the first time in this game, and they give away the first penalty of the match, which isn't wonderful.
Yeah, Jack Conan goes for the poach. I think it was hands the ruck, the referee was called. So look, great to see Jack Conan getting a start. He's been definitely one of the highlights of Ireland's Six Nations. Every time he's come off the bench, has done really, really well. We would have loved to have seen a bit more game time. He'll be desperate. Probably the happiest man in Ireland to see Peter Manny hanging up his boots. So yes, look, Jack Conan, big opportunity here to make an impact, and unfortunately didn't go his way. We see before Robbie Henshaw makes a fantastic turnover, and Ireland have a go and really willing to take the ball wide and take the edge. Unfortunately there, just a penalty goes against their way.
And from the penalty, Italy have kicked down inside Ireland's 10-metre line, far side of the field, the Italian right. Well taken at the front. Great challenging by Ireland. The ball has gone a little bit on the loose side. The skipper Ignazio Brex helps to set it up, but there's nobody coming in for it now. Page-Rillo brings it to the open side. Loose head prop Danilo Fischetti, the 27-year-old, plays his rugby for Zebras, set it up on the Irish 10-metre line. Page-Rillo to the near side of the field. This is good handling by Italy, but Ireland have come up quickly in their faces and forced them back into their own half. Here's Capuozzo, little chip into the middle. Who's going to gather that? James Lowe has a second bite at it and knocks it forward. and the referee says no advantage to Italy from that knock forward, despite what the crowd think, and he's going to give the scrum to the Italians. And it might even be a penalty for Ireland being offside, Chris, I believe.
Yeah, I think they've given it against Italy, Jim, for being offside. I don't
that's
think
even better.
Capuzzo puts a lovely chip through him. I know, bounces the ball, how dangerous he can be on counter-attack. Things happen for a player like that, and thankfully James Lowe, as we said, he was missed so much. Him and Hansen last week did a really good job at picking up the scraps, but losing the ball too. So look, it's been a bit scrappy, a few unforced errors from the Irish team. This is their first chance now, first time of actually being in the opposition half. A great position in the park to attack. I'd say Ireland are going for a short man line-out, which is probably not that surprising. Line-out hasn't been perfect, so we've got to get first phase possession.
9 minutes gone in Rome, long throw to the back by Sheehan, well taken in by Ireland's skipper. It might even been James Ryan. Ball coming back on the Irish side. Haver saying the crowd, and the Irish forward pack are taking it forward. Gibson Park waiting for the ball, gets it, brings it to the open side. Little dummy taken on by Robbie Henshaw. Gibson Park is in there, seemed to be half impeded. Still there for Ireland. This is good work by the Irish pack. Gibson Park to the narrow side, swept away now to Mac Hansen. Gets support from Keenan. James Lewis in there as well, back on Tiley on the Irish side. Interception given away by Gibson Park, and here's a great chance for Italy, and somebody has walloped the ball all the way down the field, and Ireland are going to have to be quick, and I think they are going to be quick, and the man getting back is Robbie Henshaw, who touches it down.
Yeah, Jim, I'm not sure what Gibson Park was thinking there. Perhaps it was the old cheeky Italian player actually calling for it. Gibson Park usually so aware of his players around him, but decides to leave the ball up and nobody there, so there's definitely some big miscommunication, and thankfully Robbie Henshaw had the gas and the air in his lungs to beat Capuzzo, who is extremely fast, to win that race, because that could have easily been 5-7 points down for Ireland.
10 minutes gone, just over. Italy 0, Ireland 0. Goal line dropout for Ireland, about to be taken by Jack Crowley, who had to give way to Sam Prendergast from the opening 4 games of this championship. Crowley kicks it right-footed, coming down just outside the Irish 10-metre line, gathered in by Pagerillo. He slips it in field to a couple of his big forwards who make a decent bit of ground. Pagerillo again to the open side. This is good stuff by the Italians. James Lowe was very nearly caught flat-footed there. Capuozzo tries to get outside Gibson Park but doesn't. Italy inside Ireland's 10-metre line, moving the ball wider. Good driving forward once again by Italy. In this case it's Dino Lamb who plays his club rugby with Harlequins. Now they come again, Italy. It's all a wee bit on the loose side. Missed tackle there by Ireland. Great chance, little chip kick through. This could be interesting. It's gathered and it's going to be a try for Italy. And guess who it is? It's Monte Ioane. Gets over for the first try of this game. And who's not to say that Italy didn't thoroughly deserve that? Clever piece of kicking and chasing.
Yeah, Jim, lovely kick from Garbisi. We know, really quality player. Still so young in his career, but just has been around for Italy now. Has been a real stalwart for them and has brought Italy on. But lovely ability to see the space, put a gorgeous ball through, and Ione does so well to collect and gather. The worrying thing is how easy, I guess, they caused that sort of overlap and disruption from Ireland's point of view. Felt like Italy just run the race around the corner. Ireland slow and sluggish to fold. It's a bit hot here, Jim, but not too bad. So the game's only started. Ireland really disappointed on their execution of looking heads up rugby and folding around the corner.
Yeah, and the first tackle was missed, and it was Tommaso Menoncello who got himself through and helped set up the time and the space for Ioane to land the conversion. Tommaso Allen with the conversion from the near touchline. That might just come in. That is an absolute gem of a conversion from Tommaso, who used to be Tommy Allen of Scotland. Now he's Tommaso Allen of Italy, and he's added 2 more points, and we haven't played 13 minutes, and Italy are 7-0 up. Yeah, and to be fair, it's been all Italy so far. They've really attacked well. The whole Italian back row carried hard. All the Treviso back row carrying hard, and at the moment Italy are really up for this. Well, Ireland haven't really fired a shot as yet. Crowley with the restart kick puts it long into the Italian 22. Well gathered in by Italy's number 8, Lorenzo Cannoni. His big brother's on the bench. Back to Pagerillo, who kicks right-footed. On halfway is Keenan. Good chasing tackle by the try scorer, Monty Ioane, but Keenan managed to get it away. Gibson Park to the open side of the field. Well away, and little chip kick by James Lowe, and that's not going to work. It's going to be touchdown, and that'll be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, probably right decision to put the ball through, I think, Jim. But yeah, he just obviously overcooked it, and again he's had a few mistakes. It's probably James Lowe. We know things happen around him. We really missed him when he got injured last week before the game. He knew it was such a huge blow. But yes, he isn't the all-round. He's happy to make the risk. It calls you a try and score you a try. So unfortunately, that kick just didn't go to plan for him.
Restart kick gathered in by Ireland inside their own half. Good driving forward by the captain, Keelan Doris. Back on the starting 15 again. Little slip pass by Ireland. Has gone forward yet again. Referee's going to blow the whistle, and Italy are going to get the scrum. And Ireland's efficiency level is not any better than it was this time last week.
Yeah, it's a lot of unforced errors already. Menoncello, we know, was one of the best players for Italy. He gets right up and down Shane's face there, I think, and just tackles the man on ball and creates the knock-on. So, look, it's these unforced errors that, yes, the pressure's on, but Italy clearly know that there's a huge opportunity here. There's obviously an emotional response to losing a game like last week at home in front of all your fans. A game that most people went and thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it was, and the French team really did broke hearts last week. So Ireland's challenge, talk about, is letting that game go and move into this one. There's a huge implication here if Ireland do not win, and where they finish up, whether it's first, second or third, financially for their view. So these players realise that. At the moment it just feels like it's only 15 minutes in, but it feels like Italy are here to play. Ireland have been slow and sluggish.
But as a stoppage for an injury to someone, not quite sure, but we'll come back for the scrum. 14 and a half minutes. The happier of the two coaches will no doubt be Gonzalo Quesada. Wonderful stadium, this one. Simon used to be scribbling away furiously. I wonder what he's writing down. I don't think it's a shopping list somehow. So here's the scrum. It's just inside the Italian 10-metre line and about 14-15 metres in from the far touchline, the Italian right. Italy playing from right to left, all in blue. Referee not happy with the scrum. It was down on the Irish tight head side where Finlay beat him. Seemed to have lost his legs. The pitch, I haven't been down on it, but from up here it looks in very good condition indeed. And Shane just taking a little bit of mud out of the studs. Andrew Porter on the other side. Shane is a big hooker. 6'2" or so.
And Tyg Furlong on the bench, Jim, as well. Great to see him back after a long injury. Good news for Finlay Beelman, probably knowing in the back of his mind he doesn't have to play probably more than 50-55. Unfortunately, Andrew Porter, same old story. It's whether will he last another 70-75 minutes. There's so much else around the park, and huge responsibility him for the scrums today.
Key positions, tight head and blue side prop. So good tight head props can almost write their own checks. It collapses again, but the referee is saying to play on. Italy do play on. Peter Rage gets it away. Little slip pass in the middle of the field, and here come the Italians again. This could be a second try. They're still going. Good covering tackle by Josh van der Fleer, taken on by the skipper Ignazio Bretson. Move it to the far side, and they spill it forward. And the referee is going to go back, and there's going to be a penalty for getting themselves offside. And the penalty, fortunately, from an Irish perspective, goes against Italy. That was close.
Extremely lucky, Jim Menoncello here. I think if he gives the ball early to Brex, maybe Brex gets some space and goes. I think that's probably Menoncello's first error of the game. I think it was inside Jack Crowley's same on the scrum. Matt, really disappointing. The scrum as well, it sort of collapsed. It was edging forward, but it actually fallen down. So to not defend off first phase, to let them get such a line break, I don't really understand how that can happen. You're training all week, you're recovering that. These are top class players. Definitely miscommunication. I think it was Henshaw and Jack Carley somewhere. So I've got to get the messages on, pick it up a gear, because it's just too soft in test match rugby.
Ireland line out just inside the Italian half, far side of the field. James Lowe comes into the line, and again Ireland take it forward into the middle of the park. It's all really a bit on the boring side. With a bit of a slip there from Ireland's scrum half, Jamison Gibson Park, but Josh van der Fleer is there. Finlay Beanham has to go into scrum half, and he leaves it for the real scrum half, Gibson Park, who kicks right-footed. Nasty hanging, steepling kick coming down, up jump Ireland. Here they go again, balls all over the place, gathered in by Gibson Park. Big Irish contingent start to roar. Ireland get it away to the far side. This is better stuff. Little chip kick through for the corner, maybe just not enough on it, and it's bounced once and twice, and Capuozzo comes in field and gathers it and kicks it. It's brought down in the middle of the field by Ireland's fullback Hugo Keenan, who runs up to 22, slips it back in field, and the referee is pointing something has gone wrong and somebody's down injured. I'm not quite sure who it is. It's an Italian player.
Yeah, I think they're...
Kick number 9.
So we've got penalty advantage there, Jim, but even that decision for Hugo Keenan to run the ball back and actually go towards the injured player is a wee bit baffling. You know, you've got a penalty advantage.
I think it might be Dino Ram, the Italian second row, is down injured, holding his knee. But in the meantime, Ireland have taken the penalty and they've kicked it for touch, and they've found touch just about midway between the Italian 22 and goal line, closer perhaps to the goal line. Good tackle on Gibson Park. Good bit of clearing out there by Ireland's Tadhg Byrne on Dino Lamb. Was it legal? I think he's going to have to leave the field. So Italy have got a number of options. They may bring on Michele Lamaro or Niccolo Cannone. Not quite sure who's going to come on. We'll find out in a sec. That's very unfortunate. We don't like to see anybody leave a game at any stage, never mind in the early parts, Chris.
No, and the fact he isn't able to stand up and walk off, Jim, would suggest it's a real nasty injury. But yeah, from the replay, it didn't look like there was any malice on it. Obviously, a lot of talk from last week's game with the punt and the Irish clean out with Tadhg Byrne and Andrew Porter. A huge factor of the game. We thought it should have been a bigger factor from an Irish point of view, thinking his talisman coming off. But yes, the French coach, obviously not happy, obviously made his feelings known. From my point of view, I think it was a rugby incident. I think Porter does come behind and nudges Byrne, but thankfully Lamb is walking off, doesn't need the stretcher. And it looks like
it might be his arm or his wrist. But anyway, Niccolo Cannone has come on the field, so both Cannone boys on the park at the moment. Coming up at the end of the first quarter, and Ireland still to trouble the scoreboard. Dan Crowley kicks it quite nicely into the corner. I thought he'd done that already, but I think it was the case of Dan Sheridan just giving him a sighter. Now here comes Sheridan, 5 metres from the Italian line. Ireland playing from left to right. Can Ireland catch and drive? They've done this a time or two before, but they need to do it now. There's the throw, there's the catch, taken in by Tadhg Byrne. Here comes the Irish shift, looking for a drive over try yet again. Italy have dug in, still there for Dan Sheehan. And Sheehan looking for yet another try. He's got 12 international tries, but he leaves it for Gibson Parker. Has a wee dart himself. Great defending by Italy, holding Ireland up about 2 metres away from the line. Still there with the drive, go Ireland. And Italy again holding them out, and again has to pick up. And as Finlay Beanham goes to the line, and again he's just denied that extra half metre or so that really would have guaranteed him a try. Andrew Porter waits, gets himself in a good position now. He's short enough and strong enough, and he drives again, and the referee is having a good look. Luke Pearson, he said no try, and Ireland have another bite at it. This is a bit reminiscent of what they did with France last week when they couldn't score the try. They need to score a try here to keep in this game, a game that they really can't afford to lose. And the try, I do believe, has been given, and I think it's Finlay Beanham has come up with the ball, Chris.
Yeah, it looks like the loose head prop getting over, or tight head prop, getting over, and yeah, do you know what? It's a sense of relief, I think, in the stadium, Jim. You know, how many times have we seen Irish players getting held up so close to the line? You know, how Ireland and Leinster have been so good over years, being patient, sitting on the line, working in 2s and 3s, and the last, the Six Nations, they haven't been as clean and as perfect as they have been, and for them to complete now, to make sure that got over the try line, brilliant to see. You would have liked to have seen them all somehow being able to stay up. Ireland threw a few backs in there too, so fair play to Ireland to sort of weathering that storm now and getting across the line, getting the job done.
So Ireland was in 2 points, and the man about to take the conversion is Jack Crowley.
It'll restart.
Well, it looks like they're going to check here.
Yes. There's no panic.
Jim, I think.
Go ahead, Jacko.
Yeah, so the clock's going to start again. This is really frustrating, Jim. You know, he's now going back to see if Finlay Beamon's second.
So we're saying that on-field decision was try. If he is clearly short and pushed forward, it's back to no try and back to the penalty. Show us the pictures, please.
Yeah, come on.
Well, Luke Pearce seems to have changed his mind. Andrew Jackson has pointed out something, that he was short and then...
So he's clearly short there.
He was shit.
Okay, I'm happy to come back to me when you're ready, please, Jacka.
And
that's really frustrating for me.
It's going to be scratched off because there's a double movement there. Oh dear.
You see, for me, Jim, I go, in live time, that doesn't look as obvious. Luke Pearce is literally a metre and a half away from that try line. Surely they've wasted 45 seconds for Jack Crowley to put the ball down to go for the post. Surely common sense says that has to be allowed. You know, I just think of rugby, I think that's very frustrating.
Well, Ireland have come back and they've just Ireland's penalty. They've taken a little tap from 5 metres away, and surely this time they can get over. There's an Italian player very much in an offside position. Gibson Park has to go in. Josh van der Veer is outside him to his left, but he's finding it hard to get it away, and here Ireland go again. The open side flanker Manuel Giuliani has gotten away, but it is coming back on the Irish side. There's an Italian hand in there preventing that little pop pass by Tadhg Byrne. Ireland just to the near side of the Italian post. They're right, playing from right to left. Pick up again, this time it's Porter. Porter gets it back in field. Once again, James Ryan had to go there too. Now it's Beatham looking to complete the job and to put it back in, and Italy's defending is every bit as good as that of France last week. Tadhg Byrne once more to the right beside the other of the post. Now it's Andrew Porter, and he still can't get across, and Ireland really running out of ideas here as they did in Dublin a week ago. Same position, they need to think of something different just than the pick up and drive, which Italy can just soak up and take. Beatham tries to get it away, that may well have gone forward, and here goes Andrew Porter, and he's held up yet again by tight head prop Simone Ferrari. Still Ireland pressing forward, and still Italy denying them, and still the referee saying there's a knock forward and it's going to be a 5 metre scrum to Ireland. And surely, Chris, they have to score here, don't they?
I mean, look, it's 21 minutes in the game, but yes, you feel like they need to get something for the fans in the stadium. You know, there is a lot of green in here. Everyone's just desperate for something to set the game alight for an Irish point of view. But again, I don't want to go, I hate going back to it, but the TMO to come back in that far after the try has been awarded, where the kicker is about to put his boot to the ball to go for the post, it is so frustrating. And if Ireland don't complete now, psychologically it just goes so against them. I mean, yeah, you go credit to Italy for, you know, being so dogged in that defence and holding them, but yeah, that was just another really disappointing. And you know, see the Irish water boys racing on here to get some messages on and get the water on. And, you know, it is reasonably hot and humid. The boys will be tiring, but it has been certainly all Italy deserved to be 7-0 up. That's for sure at the moment.
Italy's loose head prop Danilo Fischetti is getting a little bit of treatment, and he should be just fine. I'm pretty sure to get up and take his place in this scrum. Very, very solid gentleman. Fischetti plays his club rugby for Zebra. Can't more than 50 times now for Italy. Paul O'Connell and Simon Zebo looking on, just wondering what is going to happen here, but it is an Irish scrum and they won't get a better position. It's just closer to the far post, the Italian right hand side post, and it is the near side of the field. What have we played now? 22 and a half minutes. BBC Radio Ulster, 5 Live Extra, BBC Sounds bringing you Guinness Six Nations 2025 rugby. First game of a triple hitter, as they say in American boxing parlance, with the ball in hand. Jemison, Gibson Park, Ireland scrum half. Has a wee glance to his right and then to his left. Not much more than a wee glance. Down they get. Set, says the referee. In it goes. That's a much better scrum. Italy digging in. Gibson Park to the open side. And Ireland flip it away. And that's going to be a try. And it's nicely done by Ireland.
Yeah, Jim, beautiful execution from Ireland. Good solid scrum set piece. I was just thinking before, there's a Italian open side. Giuliani, what a horrible place to defend. There's nothing worse than just outside their post as an open side, especially when you're scrum off the far side. But gorgeous, beautiful play. Perfect timing from Hugo Keenan coming round. Jack Crowley, gorgeous ball left up in the air for him to go through. Yeah, really well executed. And as I said, really very well deserved. Should have scored probably a few minutes earlier, but that's a big moment for them to get across the line.
Dan Crowley makes no mistake with the conversion. So Hugo Keenan's try after some 23 minutes. The conversion by Dan Crowley has brought us back to level pegging. It's now Italy 7 and Ireland 7.
Yeah, Jack Crowley doing a lovely, again, just a beautiful ball. Times it so well and leaves it up for him. There's so much talk on him all this week. Pressure's on him. He's been desperate for an opportunity. Has been probably treated poorly. Prendergast obviously has been the sort of the shining light for most of the Six Nations. Some of his kicking game has been incredible, but Jack Crowley now saying he can do it as well, so fair play to him.
15 minutes to go to the interval. Restart kick by Paolo Garbisi, coming down just inside the Irish 22. Well gathered in, and good support play by Josh van der Fleer and by Jack Conan. Gibson Park whips it infield to Tag Byrne, who drops the shoulder. He's well tackled by Federico Ruzza, the Italian second row forward. He's a big strong lump of a fella. Josh van der Fleer sets it up for Gibson Park. Almost an offside stray there by Ruzza. Gibson Park kicks from inside his 22, and that is a splendid kick by Jemison Gibson Park. My goodness, that's a corker.
Yeah, and probably one of the biggest highlights of the positive sparks of Ireland's Six Nations campaign has been their kicking game. Jameson Gibson Park, his distance he gets in the ball, height he gets in the ball, and then obviously Prendergast too, some unbelievable 50-22s, and it's actually kept us in games where we haven't played well, but that was an outstanding kick from Gibson Park.
Italian line out, knocked down untidily by Ireland. Referees playing on. Tage Relo gets it away. Italy still on their own 10-metre line. Ireland trying to prevent them from making any ground. Relo pops it up, and once again the tight forwards take it on, and once again it's Fischetti. Back to the scrum half, right-footed kick near side of the field. Good take by Mac Hansen, who got absolutely swallowed up by the Italian try scorer Monte Ioanni, but Ireland have got it away quickly. Andrew Porter doesn't get it away quickly, but he's gone to ground and he's set it up quite well. Ball back on the Irish side, but it's slow, 10 metres outside the Irish 22, and they just leave it for Gibson Park to take his time, and he does take his time, and he kicks right footed. He's brought that in field, still inside the Irish half. That's been knocked backwards. Play on, said the referee, thinking Ireland has knocked it forward, so playing the advantage, and no advantage comes to Italy from that Irish knock on, and the Italians will get the scrum. My word, Chris, this is a tight game.
Yeah, there's not much between them, obviously. Mac Hansen there, doing what he does was so well on the kick chase. Doesn't always go his way. He went up in the air and unfortunately was a slight knock on. A couple of minutes ago he went up and the ball unfortunately went back, and in test match rugby it's those loose balls that when a team's able to pounce on it and be able to attack whenever the defence is so unstructured, and that's what Hansen has, just a great ability to hunt the ball down and get in the air. A real good, brilliant skill set. So again, I don't want to talk, we talked already about the wingers last week, but Nash and Jamie Osborne, they aren't the calibre players that Lowe and Hansen are. So we do hope that they usually have big impacts, two wingers, and so far I guess so good for Hansen. Lowe, we haven't seen too much with the ball in hand, so hopefully the ball gets out their wings a bit more.
Italy scrum 2 or 3 metres inside the Irish half and 50 metres in from the near touchline. The Italy left. Good solid scrum. Aaron trying to get the squeeze on. Tajirilo gets it away. Good driving forward by the Italian skipper Brecht. Tajirilo gets it away once again. This is quicker ball by Italy. A little chip down into a bit of space, and that is going to go dead. And it does go dead, and it's touchdown on the far side by Ireland's try scorer Hugo Keenan, and there's going to be a goal line dropout for Ireland. We have about 12 minutes of this first half remaining, and I think a level pegging is pretty fair, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. There hasn't been too much between them. The one positive, I guess, is the penalty count. I think from Ireland's point of view hasn't been as high as what we've seen before. We know what damage that has done in the last few games of yellow cards and silly penalties. Yes, there's been unforced errors, but they haven't been totally indisciplined in regards to silly offsides. And I think Jack Conan, I can remember one hand in the ruck, but so far they've been reasonably smart, which really matters away from home.
Restart kick taken in by Ioanni, who brings it in field, good driving forward. Scrum half, Tajirilo gets it away. Italy come back in against the grain, and again they set it up. Tajirilo brings it to the open side. Good work by number 8 Lorenzo Cannoni. And again, Pagillo has to go in and dig it out himself. And again, Ireland just meeting the Italian challenge head on, but Italy have won the ball on the Ireland 10-metre line. Garbisi whips it away, intercept by Ireland by James Lowe, slipped it away nicely, but unfortunately James Ryan couldn't make the tackle. Referee waiting for advantage, and advantage is being played, and Italy have the advantage in the knock-on, and it's been kicked straight into touch. So will he go back and play the advantage from the knock-on? I think he's made that signal, so it's going to be an Italian scrum and not an Irish line-out.
Yeah, no advantage for Italy. Garbisi, probably a foot wrong there. It would have been the perfect kick if it was a bit shorter. Really smart to see the space and put the ball down. So, Ireland very lucky that ball didn't bounce in the touch. But Italy now have a great scrummaging opportunity here in the middle of the park. A lot of players down. Actually, one Italian player walking off and two more down injured. Jim, again, shows the collisions, the physicality of both sides of the ball. The Italians have really carried so strong, so hard, and defensively as well. So a bit of collisions here for this Italian team.
Well, number 21 is coming on for Italy, Ross Vincent, and another back row forward is coming on. It's the regular skipper, Michele Lamaro, is going to be coming on in a moment. I do believe so. Vincent is on.
And Lamaro, when I saw he wasn't starting, Jim, I was so disappointed. And an unbelievable player.
I was surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a talisman for this team, and the fans, I'm sure, will be delighted. Italian fans to see him on, and the Irish fans to see him on. Obviously, don't want an injury, but this guy's something special. Just an all-round complete player, and I probably didn't expect to get on just as early as this. And Italy have gone with that whole 6-2 split, so this will be interesting now as well. Puts a bit of pressure on the Italian coaching staff about when they can unleash a few players tactically as well.
Well, Lamaro is coming on, and the man who's going off is the formidable Sebastian Negri. So Italy have made two changes. Now 3 changes with Niccolo Cannoni coming on. So 3 forwards have gone by the wayside for Italy, and that's a bit of a blow to them.
Yeah, and I think Italy played last Sunday as well, Jim. Perhaps maybe the shorter turnaround, one less day to recover. Every day does matter in Test rugby in a tournament like this. Last game of the season, everyone will be very unlikely to go out and play the last game 6 days not carrying some sort of bump or dent if you played most minutes in the game. So both teams, everyone will be relieved after this game to let their bodies heal.
And you see Michele Lamaro coming out with steam coming out of his ears, having been omitted from the starting lineup this week. 30 minutes gone. Italy 7, Ireland 7. Try by Montaglione, converted by Tommy Allen, and for Ireland, Hugo Keenan try. Jack Crowley with the conversion. Scrum to Italy and the halfway line. Now they bring it to the open side. Oh, there's a huge gap has opened up there, and Pagillo gets away. He couldn't quite get the pass away. Had he been able to do that, Italy would have been in for a second try, and Ireland's midfield completely opened up, and still Italy coming forward. Little clever chip and chase, and all the way back goes Crowley, and he's going to dot it down himself, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. Well, Italy, they're much more inventive with ball in hand.
Yeah, again, maybe something that Italy have done their homework on. Gibson Park just overruns the scrum half, and Pagillo does a really, really good job in finding the space and causing another line break. And this is the worrying thing, Jim. It's off first phase. You don't expect them to cause so much yards, so much damage in the seams from first phase. They've punished us from line out and now from scrum. So again, it's sloppy. It's just miscommunication, and Ireland really need to pick it up.
Crowley with his goal line drop out, puts it long right down to halfway. Gathered in on the far side to open side flanker Manuel Giuliani from Benetton, but 8 of the starting 15 from the mighty club. Taken on by Michele Lamaro up to the Irish 10-metre line. Ball is out, moved out wide to the far side of the field. Ignazio Brex, the Argentinian-born Italian skipper, first time he's led the side. He'd be happy enough with what has happened so far. Now Italy comes thundering on again. The enormous replacement back row forward, Cannoni, sets it up, and here they are again. Little sidestep by Italy, chance of an overlap. Good footwork by Capuozzo, who's come in from the line, and the referee, is he given a penalty against Ireland, who's saying that they were offside. The ball was out, but they came back from an offside position, and this is it kickable? What do you think, Chris?
I think it certainly is, Jim. I think if you're Italy and you haven't been, down here too much of late. Maybe they do go for the 3. Another side of that, if you look at the size of the pack and how much damage the Italian pack can do, especially for mauls, maybe they go long. But for me, Guy Ringrose, again, he's off with his ban because of a high tackle, a collision, people, reckless tackle, rugby injury, but that's a really soft penalty from him. Just, I think it was Keelan Doris does enough in the breakdown for the ball to spin out. I think he did a great job, and then Guy Ringrose, who was never on the back foot, decides to just pounce on it. And you can blame fatigue and tiredness, but this is a quality, well-established Test match player, should know better away from home to give away another penalty like that. So real opportunity here for Italy to sneak a 3 points.
Well, that's been entrusted to Tommaso Allen, midway between the Irish 10-metre line and the halfway line, and exactly 15 metres in from the near touch line, the Italian left. Ireland, plenty of men deployed in and around the post. Should it rebound? Allen gives it a bit of a chip. I don't know that he's made that one. Oh, yes, he has. It curled in at the very last moment and dipped. Once it went over the bar, dipped straight down, and that has restored the Italian lead. So we have about 7 minutes to the interval, and it's now Italy 10 and Ireland 7, and Italy deserve this lead.
Well, you don't think that it's a team that is the bottom of the table. They don't look like they're a team that should be at the bottom of the table at the moment. They, there's some of their quality of rugby they play, their offloading game, their ability to tear open a tier 1 team like Ireland. Again, it's just such high standards we've seen over the past year just isn't there at the moment from this Irish team.
Taken in by the Italians, still inside their 22, and about 8 metres in from the near touch line. Right-footed kick by the Little Wildies when torturing Ireland, their scrum half. Good take by Hugo Keenan, well put to the ground by Monty Ioane. Back quickly on the Irish side, Gibson Park gets it away. Tag Byrne just puts the head down and drives up the halfway line. Not really all that adept at moving the ball wide through the hands. Now they might get away with it. Here comes Crowley. Nicely done. Sells a beautiful dummy. Back inside. Nicely done by Crowley. Gibson Park gets the ball on his hands. This is better from Ireland. James Lowe. Here comes Dan Sheehan. He goes to ground. Good work by Josh van der Fleer. Ball coming back slowly on the Irish side, and if Italy turn that one over, no, they haven't. Gibson Park moves wide. Robbie Henshaw, a little bit pedestrian, gets himself brought to the ground, but he pushes the ball back to Gibson Park. Gets on to James Ryan. James Lowe, little flat pass, bit of obstruction there by Ireland, spotted by the referee, and that's going to give Italy a much relieving clearance kick. It's all going so well too.
Glimmers of hope there from an Irish attacking point of view. You were seeing Jack Crowley doing a lovely wrap-around play with Robbie Henshaw, reminiscence of Johnny Sexton. How many times we've seen that from, and James Lowe being playing a lot off this first receiver, and unfortunately the forwards just lack of communication, knowing who the nominated runner is and causing the blocking. So again, it's just such small margins, Test match rugby, but the Irish teams definitely are not clicking. And
Tag Byrne was the man who was pinged there. It was a close enough call certainly from where we were sitting, but in the meantime, Garbasi has given it a bit of a wallop, and he's taken play back inside the Ireland half, where they've spent most of this game. Just under 5 minutes remaining. 10-7 to the home side. Well won at the line out. Tides Relo gets it away. Big kick by Garbasi. Huge wallop with the left boot. Nicely covered by Ireland's try scorer, Hugo Keenan. Takes his time and then decides to have a little pop out of himself. And he finds a pretty decent touch. So Italy back inside their own half. Back to just up to their own 10-metre line. What have we got left? Just about 4 minutes left. 10-7 to the home side.
Yeah, bread and butter stuff for Keenan there. I think Garbasi didn't get a proper connection with the boot. Probably would have expected it maybe to be a bit shorter and a bit higher, but Keenan does well. But yeah, you see the Italian team, they don't want to mess about too much. They're happy to put the ball and put the pressure on Ireland.
Line out of the back, stolen by Ireland, but Italy is coming storming through. Here's a great chance now. Can they get it away? There was nobody in support. Tagliafico puffs it up to one of his replacements, his former skipper, Michele Lamaro. Italy moved the ball wide. There's a wee half chance there. Ireland, James Lowe going for the intercept. Didn't quite manage it. referee has decided it wasn't a deliberate knock-on, that he did go for the intercept, but he's knocked it forward, and he's playing the advantage, and Italy have the advantage. And away comes Tommaso Menoncello, almost up to the Irish 10-metre line. Pagliarillo gets it away again. This is good stuff by the boys in blue. It really is. Good tackling, though, by Ireland. In goes Federico Ruzza, back on the Italian side on halfway. Hooker Gianmarco Lucchese helps set it up again. Now they run wide. Lovely little run by Pagliarillo is causing Ireland all sorts of problems. That was a penalty against the Italians for going off their feet on the ground. And Luke Pearce has been nothing if consistent.
Yeah, it's the first time Italy, probably not as in sync with each other in the line, and just short numbers and anticipated, a bit slow to get the breakdown and had to fall off their feet. So important penalty for Ireland now coming on the closing stages of the first half, and an opportunity now for Ireland to really launch something. Maybe they practice something all week up their sleeve, because what a boost it would be to get something out of that end of this first half.
Well, the touch judge on the near side had overrun the whole thing, but he's now back in position. And Ireland have the line out closer to the Italian 22 than the 10-metre line. The near side of the field, Ireland's right. Ireland playing from left to right. Dan Sheehan taken quickly at the front. Back to Sheehan from his scrum half. Jemison Gibson Park, who pops it in infield again. Tyg Byrne, who gave away a penalty a couple of minutes ago. And here go Ireland again round that narrow side, taken on by the skipper. Ireland compiling in yet again. Once again, as Tyg Byrne needs a little bit of help. Good defending by the big Italian tight forwards. Back to Gibson Park. Finlay Beatham, score of Ireland's first try, is dumped to the ground. My word, these Italians are tackling magnificently. Gibson Park thought about right, but he's going to the open side. The referee's saying no, it was knocked forward by Ireland. And he's going to have another wee look at that, I think. There might be something wrong. Did Italy give away anything? Was the scrum half interfered with?
Oh yeah, Lamaro's going here, I think, for a yellow card, Jim. Really cynical. If a TMO came in before, I think he has to come in this one.
Jacko, can you pop it on the screen? I'm unsighted, but it certainly doesn't feel right what happened just a second ago.
Yeah, we're going to show you.
Thanks, mate. At the moment,
well, he's asking Andrew Jackson, known as Jacko. He said it doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah. It does come off his hand. You just need to decide whether it's deliberate.
Thank you. So it's not a knock-on by Green, it's a knock-on by you. We're checking if it's deliberate or not. If it is deliberate, you might be in a spot of bother. If it's not, it's a scrum.
Yeah, Jim, I think he's in a spot of bother from the first time that I saw it. Probably, again, a moment of madness.
Let's have a look.
Oh, Lamaro put the hand out and slapped the ball out of the hands. So it's going to be a yellow card from Michele Romero, who's only on the field, and it's going to be a penalty. And Ireland not going for the post to try to level it up, but going for the corner to try to take the lead.
Oh, he's thrown his gum shield behind him, and it just shows you, the best players, test match rugby, and frustration in your mind, and you make these silly errors, mistakes. Nobody's immune to it, and he's bitterly frustrated.
Ireland's line out 5 metres from the Italian line, near side of the field, Irish right. Dan Sheehan holds the ball aloft, plenty of movement on that line out. He's got to pick his man. He throws, he does pick his man, taken by Tyg Byrne. Ireland with a forward extra because of Lamaro's sin binning have thrown just about everything into this, and they're driving forward, and they're still going forward, and they're nearly over, and they are over, and Ireland have got the second try, and that is an absolute cracker. And up gets Dan Sheehan, I think, yet again, or it might even be Andrew Porter. Not sure from here.
I think it was, I think he got it right first time. I think it was Dan Sheehan. Adds to his incredible tally of tries scored in Test match rugby. And look, that was a wonderful executed line out. I think Rousseau, who's had an outstanding game in the first half for Italy, gets up but just doesn't get in front. And puts, if you compete in the air, puts a bit of pressure on. Your lifters and your jumper can't get behind and get low. And Ireland do a really good job here. Again, adding a few backs in, making a bit of weight difference, and from previous maul wasn't executed. That's a really, really clinical maul. Paul O'Connell and his forwards would be delighted with that one.
Well, Ireland have been making a habit of scoring from close range. You'd love to see them score from moving the ball across the back line from 9 to 10 to 12 to 13 to 14 or 11 with 15 coming in. Doesn't happen too often. But Ireland take the lead. And full hash was made of that conversion by outside half Jack Crowley, so no conversion. 2 points in it. Fair reflection of the game, or should Italy be ahead by more?
I think Ireland probably reasonably lucky. The yellow cards certainly been a lifeline for Ireland. That kick at the end really disappointing. These close matches, we've been guilty. Prendergast missing a few key kicks as well at times. Other times obviously stepping up when needed, but every point counts in the Six Nations and in Test match rugby. So yeah, I think Ireland will be going in really disappointed. We haven't really clicked. Our attack shape hasn't been there. It's been slow ruck ball. The positives are defensively, we haven't given away too many penalties. There's been no yellow cards, which has been big talking points in other games. So yeah, look, it's a real nip and tuck game. I think Italy have certainly looked like the more emotive and emotional side and have brought themselves physically to this. It's whether Ireland can really lift it a gear, because on paper Ireland should be a better team and should be winning by more.
End of the second half, Ireland scored when Italy were down to 14 men. They'll play the first 7 or 8 or 9 minutes of the second half with Italy down to 14 men. They have to score yet again, don't they?
Yeah, they need to score. I mean, the back of their minds, they know they need to score 4 tries. We haven't looked like we've been, the ball in our attack shape, we've been given, forwards have overrun each other, they've dropped balls, they've had knock-ons. So attack shape has been a big problem for Ireland, and it has been the Six Nations.
Christopher, thank you very much indeed. 11 minutes, try for Italy. Monte Ioanni converted by Tommaso Allen. Then Hugo Keenan came back with one for Ireland, with Jack Crowley adding the conversion. Allen with a penalty reduced it to 10-7, and right on half-time with the former skipper Michele Lamaro in the bin. Dan Sheehan got over for his 13th international try, and Ireland's second of the afternoon. No conversion by Jack Crowley, not much in it in the Stadio Olimpico. The half-time score in this final game, a final weekend of the Guinness Six Nations, is Italy 10 and Ireland just 12.
Jim, Chris, thank you. We'll hear the thoughts of Claire Small and Johnny Bell in a moment, but at 3:06, let's pause for the latest BBC News.
BBC News NI on Radio Ulster and on BBC Sounds.
And with the news, I'm Bob Huggins. Good afternoon. A man's appeared in court charged with attempted murder after 2 women were stabbed in Downpatrick yesterday morning. 26-year-old Jason Rhodes from Stream Street in the town is also charged with possessing a weapon, namely a zombie knife, with intent to commit an indictable offence, possessing Class A and B drugs and assaulting a police officer. 2 women, one aged 35 and one in her 50s, were taken to hospital with serious injuries after the incident. The 26-year-old has been remanded in custody with no application for bail. A woman in her 20s is being treated in hospital for a number of injuries after being knocked down in East Belfast. The collision involving a car happened in the Grand Parade area just after 7 o'clock last night. The Prime Minister has said a coalition of countries will meet later this week to discuss how their militaries can provide operational support for a ceasefire in Ukraine. Sir Keir Starmer hosted a virtual summit this morning which discussed future security guarantees in the event of a peace deal. President Trump has confirmed that one of the Islamic State group's most senior leaders has been killed in Iraq. Mr. Trump said US-led coalition forces relentlessly hunted down Abdullah Maki Musla al-Rafai in partnership with Iraqi intelligence. And finally, with the weather, here's Lindsay Lima.
A mix of sunshine and patchy light cloud throughout this afternoon. Staying dry for most with light winds and highs of 9 or 10 degrees. Skies clearing as we head into this evening, and as temperatures drop close to freezing, we could see some frost forming. However, cloud will fill in during the early hours, bringing a few showers and the temperatures up slightly. So we could see some frost by morning and possibly some mist and fog. Tomorrow is another fine day with a mix of variable cloud and sunshine.
BBC News.
The Six Nations on BBC Sounds.
Gavin Andrews with you in studio in Belfast. Local football fans can keep across the day's action in the Irish Premiership over on BBC Radio Foyle. We'll have the conclusion of the games here on FM from around 4:30 after the rugby. Half-time in Rome, and it is Italy 10, Ireland 12. Johnny Bell and Claire Swall are with me. Claire, not plain sailing for Ireland.
No, it's not. Obviously they're the right side of the scoreline at the minute, but they're not filling us with confidence that they're going to keep it that way. Yeah, I just think it looks like there's maybe a bit of a hangover from the France game last week. Thought Ireland would come out firing in the start of the first half, and yeah, their attacks just looked a bit blunt, a bit sloppy. Forwards seem to be overrunning the ball, and just their attacking shape just doesn't look too good. I don't think they've had the share of possession. It seems, I haven't seen stats on it, but it seems like they haven't had the majority of the possession, and whenever they have had, they've not really been able to do too much with it. Obviously they've got into the right areas of the field a number of times. They've got into the 22. They had the disallowed try with double movement on 19 minutes. They've had the midfield scrum try from Keenan, and then thankfully there at the end they're lucky to get that the second try there to put them ahead 12-10. But it just doesn't look like their attack is firing on all cylinders, and it's a bit frustrating to see.
Italy will feel they should be ahead.
Yeah, they will be. They'll be very frustrated with Lamaro. His yellow card was very costly there, and a really, really schoolboy mistake to make there. Just
couldn't help himself.
Couldn't help himself, like me at a sweet shop, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they'll be very disappointed with that. They have played a lot of the rugby. They look very threatening with the ball. Brexon Menoncello in the midfield is causing problems, and Ireland will want to rectify some of the issues around some of their set piece D, as Chris and the commentary have talked around. Just too many little simple line breaks caused between Jameson, Gibson Park and Crowley and Henshaw, so they'll need to just clear that up. And if Italy had been a little bit more accurate in some of those, they could have been scoring more tries. But you've got to give credit to Ireland. With all that being said and done, they're now 12-10 at half-time without really having got into their flow. Claire talked about their attack. It just looks a little bit disjointed at the minute. Timing issues, a little bit of flow. If they can rectify those, they've shown that if they can get into the right parts of the pitch. They scored a great try off a centre field scrum. Lovely soft touch by Crowley to put Keenan in, and obviously just that maul to score by Sheehan. So get into the right parts of the pitch and they can get this job done.
We saw how the yellow cards last week affected Ireland. Is this yellow going to dictate this game, do you think, for Italy?
Well, we've already seen that Ireland have got points up based on the penalty off the back of that yellow card, and I suppose there's still another 8 minutes without Lamaro on the pitch, so you would hope that Ireland would be able to sort of get themselves out onto the pitch in the second half and really try and use that man advantage. We need to see that they're able to get quicker ball, because I think Italy have been able to slow down Ireland's ball quite well. And when Ireland don't have quick ruck ball, they just don't look as good in attack. Jameson Gibson Park likes to have the ball on a plate, and he's just not getting it, and it just means their attack is looking quite clunky and disjointed.
It's funny, Ireland are a very structured side. They thrive on short passes with their forwards, creating one-on-ones and getting momentum. When they're a little bit clunky as they are today, then the dominance of Italy's tackle means that they're winning those collisions, and then that allows that secondary defender to get in and over the ball, which then slows up that ball for Jameson Gibson Park and negates the threat that he is. And you can see when they get it going, they can be a real threat to Italy. But when they get it wrong and it's a bit clunky, it gives those Italian defenders, and in particular some of those back rowers, that opportunity to go over the ball and turn them over. So they need to rectify that, make sure they're resourcing those rucks well and get their timing in their attack a little bit better.
How will Simon Easterby be feeling?
I think he'll be frustrated, but probably relieved that they're coming in 12-10.
A bit like that, the whole campaign for him at times.
Yeah, it has been. I think Ireland they haven't been playing the way that Ireland can play. I think they're lacking a bit of detail, both in attack and defence. Now we're seeing that they're just not. They're not up to the level that we've seen them in the past, and it is very frustrating. So it's hard to know what Simon Easterby is going to be saying to the guys in at half time. Like, he's going to want them to be a bit more accurate in terms of their attack. He's going to want to make sure that they're trying to get as quick ball as they can, and that's trying to get the Italian defenders off the ruck and put a bit more pressure on that. And yeah, they'll want to try and convert pressure that they have into points. And I think it's going to be important the first 8 minutes, whenever they have the man advantage in the second half, that they're able to get some points early.
I mean, you go to Italy, you go to Rome, and you know it's never going to be easy. You want to start well. Ireland didn't start particularly well, and obviously Italy score. The crowd gets behind them. Italy are emotional. So you could see that frustration when the cameras cut to Simon Easterby in the stand. Just little mistakes that are just hindering them and stopping them getting that momentum that they want to get. But they got a break there with that yellow card. They had a great score from Dan Sheehan. That puts them in the box seat in half-time. They've got to start the second half in the right parts of the pitch. They've got to kick intelligently. Okay, they've got to just wear this Italian side down. And I still firmly believe that Ireland have the firepower to get this job done and get the fourth and the bonus point.
Is it back to basics? Forget the sexy rugby and, line-outs is where the tries have come from, 10 of 15 in this campaign?
Yeah, like this match they've scored from the line out and from the scrum. So if you get the set piece right, then hopefully the tries should come. But as Johnny said, they have to get the kicking game right, and they have to fix all those other bits that haven't been working in the first half. But yeah, I think if they do get the set piece right, that could put them in the right sort of frame of mind, and if they're playing in the right areas of the pitch, they should be able to then get over the try line.
And if they want an emotional lift, there's a few seasoned campaigners on the bench you might be togging out for the last time.
Well, as you say, you've got O'Mahony and Conor Murray ready to come off the bench for their last game in an Irish jersey. So if you want an emotional lift, there's two guys. But I think they'll not just want to be going on emotion. They'll want to make sure that they get their detail right. Claire talked about that detail. The commentary talked about just overrunning 10 a little bit, forwards getting in each other's way, just small things that make a massive difference. But certainly I think they've got a bench there that can bring a lot of energy and emotion. So Simon will be ready to bring on those guys when he feels that the need is there.
What about Italy? Is it a reset from them and think about the good things rather than the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I think so, and I think they've got a lot of good things to look at. They really brought energy and passion to the game, and Menachello and Brex with line breaks have been unbelievable. I think they're arguably probably one of the most exciting centre partnerships within the Six Nations at the minute. And Garbisi, he's been pulling the strings, so they'll want more of that in attack, and as well as that, their defence has been putting Ireland under serious pressure, and they're one of the best teams in terms of dominant tackles. So yeah, they've been doing a lot of things right, and there's a lot of things from that first half. They could have scored another couple of tries if balls had gone to hand. So there's a few inaccuracies there that they'll want to sort of stamp out in the second half, and they could potentially score more tries if Ireland's defence isn't better.
Does it feel like a big half for Italian rugby? We kind of judge them on the Six Nations every year.
Well, it is. It's a massive end of the Six Nations for them, and they've had some great performances in the Six Nations, but they want to finish, and they were beaten 36-0 I think by Ireland last year, so they'll feel they're firmly in this game and they've got a wrong to put right from last year. So if they can play with that energy and that intensity that they've shown in that first half, but be accurate, okay, and if Ireland don't tidy up certain little issues around their connection in attack, and also just those loaded inside shoulders defensively and those connections around their defence, then Italy will, Italy can kick on and make this a nervy end of the Six Nations for Ireland. I do believe Ireland have got the wherewithal to get this job done properly.
How early do you want to see Sam Prendergast in this second half, and how different is it coming on in a game rather than starting it?
Yeah, it's interesting to see how long he will get. He's only missed 21 minutes of the championship so far, so he will be keen to get on as soon as possible to try and up those numbers even more. And I suppose for Sam, he's a different sort of player to what Jack is. We've seen that he's shown his ability, and I do think he is probably the man for the future in the 10 shirt. And I think he's going to be someone who's wanting to put his hand up for the Lions as well. So he is going to be chomping at the bit to get out onto that pitch and just show that he is it. He is the 10 that Ireland need. And I suppose last week he will be frustrated with his performance against France. None of the team played well, but I think that was his most difficult outing for Ireland. And it'll be good to see him come on and hopefully make an impact in the game.
Okay, big 40 minutes. For so many reasons, we'll hand you back to our commentary team over in Rome. Chris Henry and Jim there.
Hannon back out onto the train. field, looking anxious and looking ready to get this second half underway. Remember, the Italians are still down to 14 men following the sin binning of Michele Lamaro, who came on as a replacement. The Italians had to replace 3 of their most crucial forwards, Lam, Negri and Canone, all gone. And Ireland will be playing from right to left, and as their outside half. We missed a fairly straightforward conversion, but other than that, he played particularly well. Jack Crowley to get the second half underway. I don't think Italy have made any other changes. So 14 men of Italy against 15 men of Ireland. And Chris Henry, Ireland could do with an early score.
Oh, you take any score quickly for an Irish point of view. You'd love to be in the fly on the wall in that change room at half time. But then Simon Easterby decide to run the riot act and sort of waken this Irish team up, give them a shake, or did he actually say, look, this is our last 40 minutes of Six Nations tournament, go out and enjoy this, because at the moment, as I said, things haven't been clicking, the detail hasn't been there, so we're going to find out a big 40 minutes ahead.
Radio Ulster 5 Live Extra, BBC Sound, bringing you Guinness International Six Nations Rugby. Italy against Ireland in the magnificent Stadio Olimpico here in the heart of the Eternal City. Ireland kicked off playing from right to left for the second half, and Italy's scrum half, who gave Ireland a problem or two, Martin Page-Rilo, has kicked, and that's a very decent take in there by Ireland, and a little bit of obstruction there by Ireland, so they've given away the first penalty of the second half. That has been the story of this championship, Chris.
Yeah, discipline without a doubt has been an issue. It's been the top 2 inches at times, just especially when Irish players are under fatigue. They make silly errors and silly yellow cards. That's disappointing because yes, it was a good kick, but I didn't see who the one who was doing the blocking. But again, it's just a decision that away from home that kills. It gives easy access to the opposition to pincer down. So again, it's just another psychological blow for this Irish team, and now Italy have a great chance to not just waste extra sort of 7-8 minutes for Lamaro, but a great opportunity to launch a really good attack.
A wonderful kick down the line by the Italian outside half, who's played wonderfully well, Paolo Garbisi. This is rugby with Toulon, so one of the best teams in France, and at the moment he's playing what should have been one of the best teams in the world, Ireland, but they're slipping down the rankings a wee bit. Italy won the line out inside Ireland's 22, other side of the field the Italian left. Bustling hooker Marco Lucchese has it at the back. He's going to give it to the scrum half Page-Rilo. They drive up and get across the Ireland 22. Quick ball now, Page-Rilo to the narrow side, little flat pass, well taken on, good tackling there by Ireland's second row James Ryan. Italy move the ball on the narrow side. The good chance here. Brex gets across the line, and the referee said the pass was forward to Ignazio Brex, the Italian skipper for the first time this season, and it's going to be a scrum to the boys in green.
Yeah, lovely set piece play from Italy, attacking, sweeping down the blind side twice from a maul launch. Ireland do really well initially to not give Italy many metres going forward from the maul. Referee saying they have to use it, but that was a set piece move. And Brex, if the ball was just slightly, just a bit deeper, not a forward pass, Brex made another sort of dent in our defensive line. Clearly they're targeting the heavy forwards from the Irish pack on the blind side, so be interesting to see if Italy next chance go for that play again.
First scrum of the second half, Italy packing down with 2 flankers and no number 8, because Lamaro has now got 5.5 minutes to go on his sin binning, and then Italy will be back up to the full complement. So Ireland's scrum, in it goes. Good drive by Ireland at the scrum. Gibson Park brings it to the open side of the field. This is better from Ireland. Now they're trying to move the ball. Hansen gets it away, and back inside comes Ireland's fullback Hugo Keenan. He's presented it nicely for Gibson Park to Crowley. Little flat pass. In fact, there was Henshaw was in the outside half position. Ireland still inside their own 10-metre line. A lot of Italians on the far side, well away by Gibson Park, and not so well away because it went over the top and went into touch, and that should be a line out to the Italians, I think.
Yeah, Gibson Park has been one of Ireland's, I think he's had 3 man of the match awards for Ireland, 2 certainly. Just isn't having his best day at the office so far. A few errors in the first half, and then certainly that time probably right decision, good speed to attack down the blind, but just giving a sort of reckless pass over the top. So look, at this stage, these big players, they're trying to to solve problems, to solve issues, and unfortunately, that one just didn't go Gibson Park's way.
Italian line out on the Irish 10-metre line, slapped down by Ireland and stolen by Ireland. That's a good piece of work, but it was knocked forward by Italy. Referee playing advantage to Ireland. Tadhg Byrne goes into the scrum half. Not a great pass, gets it to Andrew Porter, who's tackled on the 10-metre line, 8 metres from the near touchline. The Irish left. Finlay Bealham has to go and set it up. Gibson Park about to kick, and he does kick, and that's a nasty little teaser coming down on the Italian 10-metre line, knocked back on the Irish side, taken on by Tadhg Byrne. Good driving by the Munster and formerly Clonethley second row. Gibson Park to the open side of the field. Porter gets it away. Little flat pass looked a wee bit forward by Ireland, but Ireland has still won the ball. Gibson Park thought about changing direction. Ireland pick up the pace, and they're really going forward with Jack Conan wearing number 6. Here come Ireland again. This is a lot better now by the boys in green. Lovely pass, and all the way through goes Hansen. This is great stuff by Hansen. Back inside the ring rows. He's tackled 10 metres away from the Italian line. Best bit of play by Ireland so far. Lovely transfer, and the pass from Crowley to Sheehan wasn't a particularly good one, and that should have been try number 3 for Ireland had that last pass not been awry.
Yeah, first sort of injection and life from an Irish point of view. I think maybe Keenan pinpoints an injured Italian second row. I think Federico Russo is holding his arm. Really nasty blow there, but look, great attack shape. I think it was James Lowe initially with a good kick chase, getting the ball back for us, and Ireland really running hard, going direct, and tempo of ball. We know when Ireland have the tempo, it's where they're so dangerous. But yes, Jack Crowley there, unfortunately at the end. Dan Sheehan, we know, so dangerous out the wing. Just ball didn't go to hand, and another sort of missed opportunity. Maybe a bit more patient at that time, and we could have built something, but at least we're at the right side of the park, Jim, and at least we've seen a bit of space for this Irish backline, because it's certainly been all the Italian backline that's causing all the damage.
Certainly the best piece of play by the Irish back division this game, and probably this tournament.
Yeah, look, again, it's when the pace happens that they're direct. You saw Jack Conan running hard as well. So look, I think it's the expectation that we have of this Irish team. You look at the players on paper, we know what they can do, how dangerous they can be, and that's the frustration, that we know how good they can be. We just aren't clicking. Where the small details matter, and it's been sloppy.
Stephen Varney has come on for the unfortunate Martin Page-Rilo, who's had a terrific game so far. So replacement of scrum half Ireland, trying to turn the ball over, and they've done it 10 metres from the French line. Gibson Park looks to his right, now comes to his left, needs a transfer, well taken on, dive for the line, surely it's over. No, they've not managed to get it down, and they had 2 or 3 bites of that particular cherry, and the cherry remains intact. It looked very much as if James Ryan was over. He couldn't get it down. He popped the ball back, and nobody could gather it in.
Frantic stuff here.
I'm pretty sure he stopped it and knocked it on. However, I think it might come off, and he kicks it forward. So I'm on field, no try, but I'm going to have a quick look, okay? Yeah, that's why it's all another
Luke Pearce wants to have a quick look. His own decision is on-field no try. Is it starting to rain a wee bit? I can't really see from up here, but it's got very grey overhead, but never mind all that. James Ryan probably should have got the ball down. There was an Italian knee went in and dislodged the ball, and then Ireland through James Lowe couldn't manage to get it down again.
Wow, a real circus there, Jim. You look at the desperation of the Italian players, the defence, all 5 of them, I think, diving over to do whatever it takes to hold Ireland out. And you'd have bet money that James Ryan first of all would have got his big claws over, and then someone like James Lowe too. So huge credit and desperation from the Italians to do whatever it takes to keep them out.
Garbisi got right in there at the end with a despairing leg, and he kicked it right up in the air, and James Lowe couldn't believe it. It bounced into his hands, and he just hadn't the time to get it down for a third Irish try. But Ireland putting on all the pressure following a very nice break in the middle of the field, resulting in a fine sortie by Gary Ringrose. First time he's done something like that for a while. How did Ryan not score there? So it's on field no try, according to referee Luke Pearce, in conjunction with his fellow Englishman Andrew Jackson.
There's no try. Or, as long as you're happy with the actions of blue 1, go back to the original penalty.
Can I see the actions of blue 1?
Yeah,
at the moment, I think it's a collision. But I just want to make sure it's not foul play.
Is there a wee bit of trouble here? I'm not quite sure there's foul play involved according to the referee, but we're looking once again on our little baby screen that the Well, maybe he did go in with the knee. What do you think? Should that be construed as foul play? He wasn't going for the ball, though, was he?
And then he
Jim says it does look like he's going with his leg, but
So
again, when you slow things down,
it's... You're happy with the actions of blue 1, then go back to the original penalty.
That's it.
And I'm just glad to go back to the original penalty.
Look great, boys, but I'm not seeing it as deliberate foul play. So, no, we're not. This is not for you, but. So at the moment, I'm back to the advantage of the offside for 1, no try. Okay, so back to me then, boys. There's no try. It's very close.
Well, lots of chat between the referee, his assistants, Angus Gardner and Mone Ferreira from South Africa, and Andrew Jackson. So no try, but there's going to be a penalty against Italy for offside, and Ireland will probably go into the corner, and that's exactly what they're shaping up to do. Or are they going to take the short tap?
I think Jack Crowley's got the ball, which suggests it would be down the corner, Jim. But for me, Fischetti there, he does lead with his leg, but is he actually trying to hold up a man, hold up a player? For me, it probably is. Again, when you slow things down, to be honest, I'm just glad I'm not a referee, because every incident now is so subjective.
The massive tag furlong is on as Ireland threw 5 metres from the Italian line and took the ball in, and they're going for a second drive over try, and Italy must not bring it down, otherwise there'll be a penalty try. The referee has got the hand out for the try, and he's got the hand up for a try, and you're not going to believe this, it's that gentleman, Dan Sheehan again, his 14th try of his career and his second today.
Yeah, fantastic maul try again. Not the flashiest. I'm sure a lot of people would be preferring to watching tries flung out the wide in the corners and scored, but we'll take whatever we can get at the moment. When you are when things aren't completely clicking, you go back to your strengths, and this pack, fair play, they do a lovely line out execution, set up well, the front blockers do a great job, and they're patient, and it's a really good try. Dan Sheehan, Ireland's he's just racking up the tries at the moment in a green shirt. He's a quality player and can just sniff that try line out so well.
Well, he's got plenty of time, because we haven't played 10 minutes in the second half, to maybe get himself an international hat trick. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Jack Crowley from the near side of the field, just outside the 22 and about 10 metres in from the near touchline, Ireland's left. Crowley's hit that one, and he has not managed to land a second conversion. But Ireland now with 3 tries, and with 8 minutes gone, as Peter O'Mahony prepares to come on, it's Ireland 10 and Italy 17.
Yeah, and there's so much talk in the media this week about Jack Crowley and his Leicester demand that they're looking for him. There's been numbers thrown around of up to 600k, and it's just frustrating. A test match 10, a quality 10, should be definitely slotting those kicks. This looks nasty, Jim.
Well, somebody got clattered off the ball, and it does look nasty. There's an Irish player down injured. Is he getting up?
A yellow card threshold here. I just need to make sure the Italian tackler is always
the tackle was in the air. Or the tacklee was in the air when he was hit.
Yeah.
So once again,
pretty
and
sure
it's number 21 blue, who is Ross Vincent, I think, is in a bit of trouble
now.
So
the 2 questions, everyone, is it foul play, which it looks like live, and then is it yellow card threshold, which yes, it looked like live. We just need to make sure before we send the guy off for a referral.
Oh dear.
It looks like that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Keenan was there, and it was head on chin, and that is pretty foul looking. That is a yellow card, and it could be upgraded to a red, so off goes Ross Vincent, and at the moment Italy down to 13 players, although Lamara will be back on soon.
Yeah, that to me, Jim, is really reckless. Rewind the clock back and you might get away with just a yellow, but for me that is a very, very high chance of turning to a red. Ireland have been extremely lucky with the 2 Italian back row forwards making sort of silly errors here. It could be really costly for this Italian team and the outcome of this game.
So off goes Vincent. Ireland have the penalty, and they've kicked into touch, and Dan Sheehan is waiting just inside his own half to throw the ball into the line. A wee bit of a breeze favouring the Italians in this second half, as it was in the first, so it's turned round a bit. Andrew Porter comes over, has a word with his hooker. Ireland not in any great rush to form the line out. Referee is saying to Italy, just give ground a little bit. Here's Sheehan, 2 tries today, great take at the back of the line, and Gibson Park gets it away. Little flat pass once again. Keelan Doris makes some decent ground. Gibson Park to the open side, looking for a wee bit of space. Pops it up nicely. Well taken on by Joe McCarthy, who's just come on the field. Gibson Park moves it wide. Better stuff by Ireland. Good drive forward yet again. Here they come again, second time. Doris, the skipper, takes it on. Well, there's a bit of interference there. Tadhg Byrne, nice pass by him. This is much better by Ireland. Good little sidestep by Mac Hansel, almost up to the 22. Gibson Park on the open side. Lovely little offload by Tadhg Byrne. Ireland very nearly giving the ball away. It's gone forward. Referee's playing advantage. And the initial knock forward was by Ireland. And Italy will be mightily relieved to get the scrum. Great to see Tadhg Furlong back in the field of play again.
Yeah, he's such an important person for this Irish team. He's definitely been missed. Week to week in a Six Nations a long campaign, something like that. We know when you'd play Tadhg Furlong, at 85-90% of how important he is, and a leader of this team isn't a huge talker, but the way he plays, it's a really nice period of play there from Ireland. We see Kieran Doris having a couple of carries in a row, pick and go for the bases, and now the noise rises here. We see Peter Mahoney getting ready to come on the park.
Peter Mahoney is about to come on. Lots of grins from his pals who are sitting in the cheap seats, so to speak. It was a huge, a fair reflection of the affection and admiration which has been afforded Peter Mahoney down the years, and he's rewarded that in more ways than one. Barney moves it wide to the far side. Good driving forward by Menoncello, who's immensely strong. Gets over the Italian 10-metre line. Now they try to move it from there. And Ireland closing it down very quickly. Danilo Fisetti, the prop, who gave away the penalty that led to this third Irish try. Varney once again. That's a clever kick by Varney coming down just outside the 22. James Lowe brings it in field. And it was good enough. An almighty wallop by Lowe. It's bounced once and bounced twice, and underneath it, very nearly made a mess of that, is Garbisi, and he kicked and he's miscued, and there's a little bit of wobbliness about the Italian side now.
Yeah, probably first error by Tommaso Allen. Ball nearly fumbles. He thinks he gets himself out of dodge and then rushes his kick. So a big win there from Ireland point of view. Huge kick from James Lowe, ball bouncing twice, and we hear the noise. Everyone's standing ovation in the stadium here for Peter Mahoney, who's going to run out for his last time in the green jersey, and rightly so. What a send off here. He'll be desperate to get this team across the line for one last time.
The wonderful Peter O'Mahony winning his 114th cap, and they're still applauding him. This could go on for half an hour. He's got old, he's got grizzled, but my word, he's a tough guy. Little throw, well taken by Tadhg Byrne. O'Mahony's fellow Munsterman. Good driving forward by Ireland once again into the 22. Surely Italy offside. Referee happy enough. Gibson Park digs it out, goes to the open side of the field. Well taken on by Keelan Doris, the captain. He's turned the body round, presents it to his fellow Leinsterman. Gibson Park moves it wide. Here comes Jack Conan. Gibson Park to the narrow side. Once again, lovely dummy there by Gary Ringrose. Goes to ground, sets it up nicely. Italy threatening to stray offside. Tadhg Byrne yet again. This is good stuff. Coming back on the Irish side, well taken in by McCarthy. Play on, says the referee. Italian crowd thought it was knocked forward. Now it's Ireland again. Jack Crowley goes to ground, sets it up for his half-back partner, Gibson Park. Brings it to the open side, McCarthy. This is a wonderful step now by Mark Hansen. How he was missed against France. Gibson Park again has a little sortie himself, looking for the bonus point try. Hold down 5 metres away. Picked up by Andrew Porter. Has a little glance to his left. Now he has a go. Is he strong enough to stay upright? And the answer is not just quite, but the ball is coming back on the Irish side. And it's Gibson Park, and Tadhg Byrne is outside him. Here goes Byrne. Stopped initially, then drove forward. Gibson Park again. It's Ireland looking for another try. Robbie Henshaw. Ball is not coming back cleanly on the Irish side. Referee's letting Italy play on. Is it back now? Yes, it is. Ringrose gets it away nicely. It's the bonus point try, and it's another for Hugo Keenan. And Ireland, with just 13 minutes of the second half played, have got the bonus point that they came here for. And it was through a wonderful piece of backs and forward play all round. And Ireland have suddenly shaken off the lethargy of the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, great, lift from Peter Mahoney coming on the park. Don't think he carried there, but look, obviously the noise and the spirit coming on from the fans, and Hugo Keenan, who's had an outstanding game, gets over for a second. Right place, didn't have to do too much. For me, Jack Conan, some big carries. Joe McCarthy is obviously making up for his yellow card last week. He's had a couple of rampaging runs, and Jim, I can't believe it that they're going back to look at something again.
Back where I say it's off blue, is it?
Correct.
Okay, pop it on the screen so everyone can see the knock on, please.
Is there a knock on? Luke Pearce is smiling, and the referee has asked the Ireland to come all the way back here, so there might be a knock on which would cancel Hugo Keenan's first try. Simon needs to be standing looking thoroughly disconsolate about the whole thing. That's a couple of tries have been denied by officials. I suppose that's what they're there for, but all of a sudden it makes it more difficult. Was there a knock for him? Who did the knocking on?
Just go forward, and then we'll show you a tight that shows that it comes off Doris's hand there.
Okay.
There was a knock on, which I did think at the time it came off the hand of Keelan Doris. He went up and he did seem to knock it forward, although the Italian centre Tommaso Menoncello might have knocked it backward, but no.
Try. It needs to be a clear knock on.
Again, Jim, it's the frustration that a try has been scored, a conversion has been kicked,
no worries.
a team has ran back, and they still go back. How long does it take? If this is seen, how is it not pointed out sooner, is my frustration.
Well, you wonder what Luke Pearce was actually looking at, because he was closer than anyone. It seemed to be knock on, as we thought it was, from Keelan Doris to Joe McCarthy. A little dummy there by Ireland's outside half.
Jack, so you're saying it's a clear knock on by 8, is it?
Yeah, we've got a clear knock on.
Okay, so back on us, please.
So a clear knock on, according to the TMO, Andrew Jackson of England. And that means no try number 4 for Ireland, so they'll have to work even harder to get the bonus point, and Italy will have this scrum. Listen to what the Irish crowd think of that, Mr. Pearce.
Again, I think it's just how long it takes. Jim, we waste so much time here by coming back, reviewing. Yeah, it's just bizarre decision from the TMO to wait so long before making his voice known.
Well, if it goes on like this, the remaining 2 games, Wales, England and Cardiff, and France, Scotland and Paris won't start till tomorrow lunchtime.
Captain, please.
I think Keelan Doris is even
Just
laughing.
so you know, that tackle went to the bunker for referral. It's going to be upgraded to a red card for the level of danger and no mitigation. So the bunker was a red.
The tackle by Stephen Barney has been upgraded to a red card. And that's not going to help Italy at all.
No, I'm from an Irish point of view, incredibly lucky that someone, Ross Vincent, from a kick-off to just head rocket right into Hugo Keenan. We're actually lucky Hugo Keenan's still in the park and hasn't come off with a head injury. It's just reckless and really, really silly. I can understand desperation, but for me, that's a crazy tackle, and rightly so, upgraded to the red.
Italy going to bring on Mirko Spagnuolo, the replacement loose head prop, and they're going to bring on the replacement tight head prop in a minute. A lot of pressure on the Italian scrum, but they managed to get the ball away, and they've done a good bit of line clearing, and the kick has gone from well inside the 22 to midway between the 10-metre line and the halfway line on the far side of the field. So on come the gentleman wearing 17 and 18. Mirko Spagnuolo wearing 17, Josui.
And Bundyaki as well, Jim, has just come on. Robbie Henshaw, big fan favourite. Robbie Henshaw had a great game, solid game. Definitely outperformed by his 2 opposite centres, Brex and Monticello, who have been outstanding, and himself and Garen Ringrose definitely, I think, have come out second best. They've been bounced a couple of times. The amount of metres after contact the Italian centres have made. So let's see if Bundyaki now might bring a bit of firepower to this game.
Ireland win the line out. Aki straight away runs into contact, takes a couple of Italian players with them. Into Italy being offside. Referee says, there's an advantage to Ireland at the breakdown. So Italy going to be without their full complement for quite some time now. The open side flanker, Manuel Zuliani, got himself penalised, and Ireland to go for the corner. Jack Crowley leans back and kicks that very nicely. His kicking out of hand has been terrific, Chris.
Yeah, but again, it's the points for post, Jim. It is the worrying thing. Sam Prendergast, as I mentioned in previous games, has missed a few important easier kicks, and Jack Crowley's done the same. like a good kick down the line now. We have a real chance to go at them. The biggest concern is the breakdown. I think that was a penalty against Italy, but so many times today Italy have done a really good job at slowing up the Irish attack from the breakdown.
Sheehan throws, and Sheehan comes hurtling around the front and is still going forward. Runs into his opposite number, Lucchese. Sets it up well for Ireland. Gibson Park brings it to the open side. Nice transfer by Ireland. Little dummy by Gary Ringrose, but he's well tackled and has gone to ground. And again, as an Italian lying all over it. And referee's been very easy. Little chip kick through to the far side. Knocked down. Wonderful stuff. And it's a hat trick for Dan Sheehan. Can you believe it? He cannot stop scoring tries. Ireland's hooker is a try-scoring phenomenon. But a wonderful little kick into the corner and a wonderful bit of appreciation and a delightful knockdown, and what a finish by Sheehan.
Yeah, Shane, that'll be probably his most enjoyable try of the game, and obviously the most important now to get the fourth try. I wonder will the TMO decide to try and find something wrong with that one, Jim, but hopefully it's given. Gibson Park doing a wonderful job. He hasn't had a perfect game, but seeing the space, pouncing back at the blind side, and obviously the Italian team being a man down, a wee bit more space, and Hansen doing a great execution, tapped the ball down. Lovely try.
Well, the arch poacher Shane can score them from close range, can score them from out wide, and a wonderful little combination from Ireland's halfback. Here comes Crowley, needs this one, and that's not a good kick either. Jack Crowley has kicked abysmally from the tee. Ireland should have been well out of sight, but Italy could come back into this, but at the moment it's Italy 10 and Ireland 22.
And it's amazing, Jack Crowley will the high standards of these international 10s and what they do for the provinces week in, week out. You back them to kick those, the percentages haven't been great. And it is a problem, Johnny Sexton, a long time gone now. It feels like a lot of water's gone the bridge, but in big moments he steps up and slots those, and our both young 10s have been tested now so far.
Ireland take the ball in from the restart kick, and they've cleared it very nicely, and it was double try scorer Hugo Keenan who put it in. Well, actually he's only got one because the second one was crossed off, which was very unfair. Well, as it stands, the table suggests that Ireland are on top with 19 points, but there are 2 more games to go. England could get a bonus point and move up to 20. France, of course, could make it 21 and win the title. Italian line out a little bit sloppy, but they do get it back, and away they go again. The drive forward, Menoncello up to his own 10-metre line. They leave it for scrum half, replacement scrum half Varney. Ireland just need to watch themselves. They don't give away the penalty at the breakdown. Referee Luke Pearce is having a good look. Once again, as Varney gets it again, and again the forwards take it on. Good defending by Ireland. Italy will play the rest of this game with just 14 players. Varney kicks right-footed for the far touchline. Underneath it is Mac Hansen, who's had a great game on his return. And here come Ireland again. Little sidestep by Keenan. Another getaway. Andrew Porter does a bit of handing off, helped by his big pal Tadhg Byrne, who's been his mentor and friend for such a long time. This is better from Ireland. Lovely little pass. Bundyaki tries to get it away, but he takes it on himself and comes back in field. Ball is still there, and Italy kick it down the near touchline, and that's going to be an Ireland lineup. Well, Ireland playing, I'm delighted to say, Chris, with a wee bit of adventure.
Yeah, they're certainly taking their chances a bit more. They're looking for space. Again, James Lowe flirting with that touchline, really, really close. And it's so, as a player, an Irish player, it must be. I know they've got the bonus point now. It's when they come to do a job away from home, but it's just they must be so frustrated themselves, and they know how good they should be, can be. The caliber teammates around them, and it's just they're a long way off from what we know they can be to be the best team in the world at the moment.
Wonderful dummy there by Peter O'Mahony at the line out. It was taken down by Tadhg Byrne, driven up to the Irish 22. Gibson Park on the narrow side, his right, and the ball has come back on the Irish side, and up in the air it goes. And waiting to come on, wearing number 22 for Ireland, is Sam Prendergast, who started the first 4 games of this season so far. He'll be just desperate to get back on again.
Italy, come on,
Yeah,
let's go.
small knock on there, I think, when Jack Conan, who's had a really busy game, a lot of carries, a lot of good tackles. Guy who, as I said, has been so athletic and meters after contact, obviously great line-out ability too. So he'll want to finish strong here in big 18 minutes. Hopefully get some ball in hand for him as well.
We're just looking at a close-up of the scrum on the Irish tight head side, where the double British Lions and multi-capped Tadhg Furlong is tacking down against the Italian replacement, Mirko Spagnola. That's not a bad Italian scrum. Varney gets their way on the narrow side. There's an extra man here, and there's a wee bit of a gap, and good tackle eventually by both Crowley and by Gibson Park. But back on the Italian side, Varney gets their way. Good driving forward once again by the Italian replacement, Lamaro. Now Italy move it wide, and there's Capuozzo legs it down the near touchline. Little chip by Capuozzo. How's it going to bounce? It's going to bounce handily for Italy, and they've got themselves right back in this game. And it's Varney the replacement, but it was the little magician himself, Ange Capuozzo, who screamed down the near touchline, put the perfect little chip kick in, and waited for one of his pals to touch it down.
Yeah, Capuzzo has had a reasonably quiet game for his standards. A lot of the Italian backline have been outstanding and have so much involvement. He kind of hasn't, but again, once he finds that space, sees a bit of space, so dangerous. Gary Ringrose hasn't a chance to get across, and just to bounce the ball. How dangerous is to bounce the ball? And Varney does so well to follow up. So the Italians totally in this game, a real injection of life for the Italians, because yes, it was feeling like Ireland were really starting to grab hold, dominate the team, especially being a man down. And fair play to Italy for getting across the line.
Tommaso Wallen with the conversion attempt, quite close to the near touchline, the Italian right, just outside the 22. Little chip by him. That is a cracking kick, and all of a sudden Ireland look as if they might be regretting the inability of Jack Crowley to convert the tries so far. 1 out of 4 is not a great return. Italy have got another try and another conversion. We have 16 minutes to go, and it's Italy 17 and Ireland just a single unconverted try ahead, 22.
Yeah, Ireland's big players really got to step up here. Looking back and what they've done in the past to grind out the wins, momentum here is certainly with Italy.
Italy have very confidently regathered the ball in. Up into the air by the Italians, coming down, knocked forward by Ireland, it would seem. Play on, says the referee. Good aggressive stuff by Varney. He's well tackled inside his 10-metre line. O'Mahony, the last man to get up. Italy moving forward yet again, well taken on by Lamaro back on the field. Little chip kick by Italy down to the far side. Jump and catch, well taken in by Hugo Keenan, who's bundled into touch by a couple of Italians on the far side, and Italy will get the put in. And remember, a converted try would win this game for Italy.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since 2013 was the last time that Ireland got beaten by Italy here, and so it has happened. And that was an outstanding kick from Varney, and Ione did a great chase to put Keenan in the touch. So yeah, really well executed kick chase from Italy, and nothing more than they deserve here.
Italy win the ball on the Irish 10-metre line, far side of the field, and here they come driving forward. Ball is released nicely. Varney to the open side. Italy looking for a wee half gap, and Ireland have to defend, and they just about managed to defend. Good tackle by James Ryan. Ball going wide. Tadhg Furlong is in there for Ireland. Turn that one over. Is there a chance now for Ireland? Sheehan moves it wide. James Lowe chips and chases. Where's that going to bounce? It's going to bounce handily. Gibson Park comes thundering down. Italy get back, and that's good covering by Italy, and they've kept the ball in possession, and they've driven forward, and this could be a very good bit of defending by the Azure. 14 minutes remaining. Italy 17, Ireland 22. Ireland with the bonus point at the moment, but not the victory concluded, or not the victory secured. Back to Stephen Varney, kicks right-footed down this near touchline, and that's going to go into touch for an Irish line-out gathered in by Keenan. Thought about a quick throw, changed his mind.
Yeah, Ireland really lucky from that turnover. A few phases back, another Irish legend, star coming on for his last hurrah. Conor Murray, how many games has he come on and grinded out a win for Ireland? And again, another standing ovation in the stadium for another Irish superstar who's put so much into the jersey in all these years.
Well, they're giving him a fair old bit of appreciation.
I think the worrying thing still is, Jim, every time Italy attack, it's the amount of meters they're making, the amount of aggressive carries and missed tackles from Ireland.
Ireland's line out just outside the Italian 22, near side of the field. Well taken in by Aaron McCarthy. It was. Murray gets it away low to Bundyake. Strong and makes a decent bit of ground. Murray in there quickly. Little pop pass. Shane again. Murray. Nicely done by Aaron, by the long lean Prendergast. Ball is there for somebody to pick it up. It's Ireland's replacement. Prop has come on, I do believe. Now here's Aki. Aki sells a dummy. Makes a good bit of ground as well. Held by the Italians. They must release him, and they do. Murray near side of the field. Ireland try to keep it fairly tight up this near touchline. The Ireland left, just outside the 22. Murray appealing to the referee. Comes to the near side, gives it to Aki. Aki bludgeons his way across the 22. Ireland now keeping up all the pressure. It is the replacement prop, Jack Boyle, wearing number 17. Murray once again. Prendergast. Better stuff by Ireland. Little flat pass by Joe McCarthy. Did that go forward? Yes, it did, says the referee. And Italy have defended wonderfully well again. And if they win this, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll try and attack from it, Chris.
Yeah, they have, 10, 11 minutes here to go. For me, the defence, Italy have just come up rightly or wrongly, whether it's all legal. They've done a really good job at slowing up our ruck. And yeah, Ireland just attack shape, they're so, when Ireland executes so well, it's those decoy lines, the balls out the back that are executed well, it's the front runners running so hard, they're an option. That's what's been really, really sluggish and not accurate today, and it's just given the Italians the opportunity to really get up in Ireland's face. So both their smarts and ability to break in the breakdown to slow it up, but Ireland's lack of urgency to get in position and run those correct decoy lines and change of pace, it just hasn't been there.
Jack Boyle on at the loose head position for Ireland, winning just his second cap. Referee not happy with the way the scrum is being approached, so he's going to ask them to do it again. McCarthy in the second row is on for James Ryan.
Someone's shouting lots, so let's just get on with it. Yeah, fair enough.
A little bit of a conversation, a rather protracted one between Tadhg Furlong and the referee Luke Pearce. Hasn't endeared himself or his assistance to the Irish crowd here, and it's a big Irish crowd, but you've got to say they're pretty honest men. Just about into the final 10 minutes, Italy on their own 22. Now they are going to move the ball, not all that terribly cleverly, but they're still driving forward, and there's a hint of a missed tackle there. Menoncello made some decent ground. Now they move it to the far side. Brex, the captain, thunders forward, leaves it back. Varney digs it out. Ireland not tempted to try to interfere with him, and again Italy go forward. McCarthy has to get back into an onside position, and he does just that. Back in the Italian side outside the 22. It's slow, but there's a big high kick, and who's underneath it? Knocked forward by Ireland, I do think, and then the ball is taken and kicked downfield, and it had gone straight into touch, and the referee asked the touch judge, and the touch judge has the flag up on the far side. And did it bounce into the 22? If so, that's a 50-22 for Ireland. Wow.
Yeah, Hansen's been definitely the shining light, I think, from an Irish point of view. He's chased so hard, he's carried well, he's found space well, and that was a lovely bit of skill to put the ball through. So if you're an Italy point of view at the moment, if you're an Italy coach, the game plan for Italy is get the ball to Menoncello, get the ball to Brex, get the ball to Menoncello, get the ball to Brex, because it feels like Irish, it's taken 2 or 3 players every time to tackle either one of them. They've been outstanding every time they carry. Ireland just haven't been able to contain them at the moment, so 2 big threats, and they've been all over us today.
Well, Dan Sheehan is not going to get the chance to emulate 4 other Irishmen scoring 4 tries in a test, because he's been replaced by Gus McCarthy. In the meantime, Italy have won the ball. 9 minutes to go. Italy 17, Ireland 22. Very nearly a charge down by McCarthy. The ball's gone into touch on the far side, and it's going to be an Irish line-out. Well, anxious times for both sets of coaches, Chris.
Yeah, again, just so much at stake for for both teams. Italy, as I said, at the bottom of the Six Nations table, they're mixing it and they're competing so hard. They've been really turned up today with so much pride, passion and execution. They've been really, really good.
McCarthy with the throw. Tag Furrow at the back of the Irish line. Out in front of him, Peter Mahoney, well taken by Tag Byrne. Here comes Bundyaki, offloads it very nicely. Jack Conan makes a decent bit of ground. Conor Murray sets it up. Ireland driving forward. Good work once again. Murray to the open side now. It's Aki. That's good stuff by Aki. Here's a chance for Ireland now. Out wide to Hansen. Peter O'Mahony comes in field. Takes on a couple of Italians. Goes to ground. Sets it up nicely. Murray digs it out quite handily. Here come Ireland yet again. This is good stuff by the boys in green. There's a wee chance to go wide. James Lowe against Capuozzo. Lowe goes forward. He brings it back in field, but it's picked up and it's driven across the Italian line. And Ireland think that they've got try number 5, but I'm not convinced that they have. If so, they'll be pretty lucky.
I think the touch judge is convinced James Lowe is out.
Well, did James Lowe put a foot in touch? We're looking at the replay. It's very close. There's not one there. Has he got the other one? Is that a wee tiptoe and touch? Ooh, what do you think, Chris? It's very, very close.
It is so close.
If it's not in touch, it's a try. It might be the match-winning try. Where did he put that? As he go?
No, thank you.
Well, the crowd, you can hear what the crowd think. The crowd think that old Twinkle Toes has done it, and he's got it back in field. But no, it's a line out to Italy, and they've won the ball on their goal line. And now they're trying to take it forward, but they're squeezed in underneath their post. Still 6.5 minutes to go. Italy 17. Bonus point Ireland 22. And Italy get it cleared away, but Ireland will have the line out.
Do you know, Jim, what's frustrating there is how quickly was that decision made. The TMO and those other decisions spent so long going back, looking at it. To me, that is the smallest finest of margins. Is that not worth another longer look, considering how the other two were handled? I can sense Ciaran Doris's frustration.
Even though the touch judge had his flag up, Ireland's line out right on the 22 of Italy, near side of the field. Ireland's left. Gus McCarthy throws, well plucked out of the air by Ireland. Now they try to bring it to the open side of the field. Bundyaki gets up to the 22. It's made the ball available. Oh, it's been pinched by Italy. How did that happen? Ireland may live to rue that one. Italy, have they got the ball away? Not quite. Are they going to risk kicking it? I don't think they are. They're going to try to run this. Menoncello gets it away. Tommy Allen on the far side. Monte Ioanni, who opened the whole scoring, pops it back in field. Barney can't quite gather it. When he does, he gets a couple of Irishmen. Ireland have pinched that one quite legally. Jack Boyle makes a decent bit of ground and sets it back up again. Mac Hansen thought about passing, comes back in from the far touchline, the Irish right. Jack Conan goes to scrum half. Not the greatest pass in the world, but Bundyaki gathers it in, and the referee says it was knocked forward by Italy, and Ireland will get the put into the scrum. Ireland looking nervous, knowing that life is very dangerous at the minute.
Oh, the whole stadium is nervous, Jim. It's so nip and tuck. It's so backwards and forwards here. It does feel like this could go any way at the moment. No one is really taking control of it. Look, it's been an exciting game, I think, as a neutral. The TMO has definitely played its part, and there's frustration in that. Thankfully, we're at the right end of the park, but yes, Italy, there's a real sense here that maybe there's something left. Another last gasp here from this Italian team.
Leonardo Maring, wearing 23 from Benetton, is going to be coming on for the Italians.
James Lowe is being shown the big screen here, Jim, as well, talking to a touch judge, and I can sense his frustration. He'd done so well to put his body, the depth, the low, the strength in his legs, so much strength in those quads and upper body to give himself a chance, and that could have been a big moment for Ireland if it.
Well, what a difference he and Mac Hansen have made today.
Mac Hansen, for me, as I said, especially Lowe as well, yes, but Hansen everything he's done has been so good, and he has been quieter, with a few injuries, and obviously last week injured, but and Greeny hasn't been just as electric, but today certainly he looked like he was really enjoying himself, looking for space, and his kicking game has been outstanding. Kick chase has been outstanding. For me, he's been definitely one of the big highlights for the boys in green.
4.5 minutes to go. Italy 17, Ireland 22. Ireland scrum midway between the Italian 22 and 10 metre line. 5 metres in from the far touchline, the Irish right. Conor Murray. Ireland move it wide, and that's good tackling by Italy, but it's gone loose. Now what can James Lowe do? He can step back in field, and he's well taken by a few chaps in blue. Murray brings it to the same direction. Down the near touchline goes Mac Hansen. Seems to be everywhere. Here goes big Pete O'Mahony up to the 22. Sets it up for his fellow Munsterman and legend Murray. Prendergast. Lovely pass by Tag Furlong. Bundyaki runs into two blue defenders. Murray to the open side once again. Ireland still motoring forward. They've set it up well. Jack Conan, who's had a terrific season. Here goes the welcome back man, Tag Furlong, still just outside the 22. Murray moves it wide. Prendergast. Aki. Prendergast again. Puts it to the far side. Poor pass by Prendergast over the head of Gus McCarthy. He didn't really need to pass that, did he?
No, I mean, 3.5 minutes, Jim, in the right side of the park. You know, it does give the Italians a chance. But a naivety maybe there by Prendergast. I know that's a style of play and you don't want to keep anyone in their shell, but certainly maybe there was a thought there of keeping it tighter. Italy being a bit sluggish here, referee telling them to go, which is surprising. Italy now pressure on. They've got 3 minutes to create something.
And they're still midway between their 22 and 10 metre line. Scruffy Italian lineup, but they do get it back, taken on by flanker Zuliani. Sets it up, little chip into space. Where's that going? It go anywhere. It goes into the arms of Mike Hansen. Pushed back inside his 10 metre line. No penalties now from Ireland, and they've moved the ball forward. That's nicely. Murray. This is good stuff by Aaron Prendergast. Not a bad pass at all. Taken on by his skipper, and Ireland have allowed the ball to be stolen. And a ferocious handoff from the enormous second row replacement. Varney brings it to the near side. Once again, it's the second row, and away goes Varney down this near side. In fact, it's Mara in the replacement. Almost there. This could be catastrophic for Ireland in terms of the season. All Italy have to do is move it, and they didn't move it, but up to the 22. Varney moves it left. You can hear the cries of Italia, Italia, and these boys in blue are really giving it some. Garbisi moves it wide, taken on by Marin, gets across the Irish 22. Little flat pass by Varney. Garbisi moves it, and James Lowe has managed to pinch it, and the referee, believe it or not, is happy with that. Back it comes on the Irish side. They need a scrum half, and the man who's been there for so long, Conor Murray, digs it out, pops it up to Joe McCarthy. Now, no mistakes, Joe, no penalties, and he set it up quite well. His skipper is in behind him, Keelan Doris, and back to Murray, who will kick to relieve the pressure. 1.5 minutes to go. Murray's kick has found touch. Capuazzo takes it very quickly. Here comes the replacement. Marin sets it up. Varney gets it to the open side. This is great stuff from Italy. They have men out that far side. Montejuani gets away from the first tackle. Good work by Tag Furlong to put him down. And again they come driving forward. The skipper, Ignazio Brecht, who's given everything into just about the very last minute. 5 points for the team. The Italy need a try to draw, converted try to win it, and they're still going forward. Now they move it wide. Still there, the replacement prop takes it on. Spaniolo, and he sets it up quite nicely on the halfway line, but Italy have lost some 20 metres. Varney whips it away. Italy on that far side, there's nobody really there. Oh, Capuazzo very nearly got away, and he's moved it wide, and it's gone into touch. And I thought for a moment, the little magician was going to make magic.
Yeah, Jim, everyone's heartbeats, I think, in the stadium. We are being treated to serious excitement here. You're talking half a foot difference. Monticello and Brex have been absolutely incredible, creating moments. The Italians there just taking the risk, taking the offload, and didn't go to hand. And for me, even before Conor Murray kicking the ball, keeping it on the park, we have... Oh, surprise, Jim. TMO.
Are they looking at a no-arms tackle?
Prior to the quick line out, but the quick line out was taken before we could get the replay. So you're going to look at the actions of 16 blue.
Checking an illegal clear out by Italy in phase back here. Show me the pictures,
there may be an illegal clear out by the Italian replacement hooker, Giacomo Nicotera. And not for the first time, Andrew Jackson has come in off his own bat. He's asking the referee to have a look at it. So they're going to do a bit of playing. So Nicotera, I think, has gone in and has absolutely clattered an Irish player. It might have been Tito Mahoney. Oh my word, that's actually quite nasty.
Yeah, that's a vicious play. Reckless, dangerous for me. That is. Looks like it's collision to the head, Jim.
Thanks, mate. Jacko, ready when you are, please.
Yeah, coming back.
They're going to have another look at that.
Can't clear out like that. He makes contact with the head. So yellow card.
So yellow card for Nicotero. How many is that? That's 3 or 4, at least 3 anyway.
Yeah, red card, and then that's the second yellow as well. So this should be could be very likely to be an upgrade as well, Jim. Not that it matters, but yeah, per Peter Matty, a guy who certainly never shies away from the physicality, but that's reckless.
Well, he was unprotected, and he didn't need that to happen to him. So they're going to come back for the penalty. Andrew Pearce is running over towards us in this side, and he has given the penalty at last. And how long have we got? 20 seconds, maybe a bit less.
Yeah, big line out here for Gus McCarthy, who he's limited opportunities for Ireland. Quality player, obviously got a big future ahead of him. I've actually seen my old teammate Rob Herring walking about down the touchline with a cup of coffee, which was just a bizarre decision. And that's the game, Jim. Time's up.
And Prendergast asked the referee how long, and he said it's on the blow, and he taps it to himself, and he kicks it out, and there's mixed emotions all around this wonderful stadium. The Italians brewing because they thought they had a chance of winning this game, and Ireland probably sighing and clapping with relief the fact that they've won their final game of the 2025 championship, and with a bonus point victory as well.
Yeah, huge relief from Ireland. The Italians, some of the silly decisions, the cards they give away, the indiscipline. But look, the Italians, the pack were outstanding. The back line were incredible. As we keep talking about the Italian centres, how much damage they caused. For me, this Irish team, it looked like we were. Sounds ridiculous because you won the game, but it looked like at times we're just lethargic and coasting a bit. And whether this plays from last week, the emotional energy that was wasted by not getting a performance that win against France, whether it was all the talk of our stalwarts and our superstars that retiring, Murray and Amani and Cian Healy, did that take the focus away? But it does have a strange finish to a Six Nations game, winning away in Rome, and it just feels a bit blah. If that's the right word, Jim. I can't find the right word for it.
Yeah, it's been a funny old season. Sum it up for us, Chris.
I think again we started the Six Nations kind of half coasting England, causing damage to us about their line speed and physicality, and then probably lucky in Scotland that there was a huge moment with Finn Russell and Darcy Graham coming off, coasted through that game. Coasted through Wales, who obviously was a spirited performance, but we never looked like we were really going to lose. And then France just turned it on. And I think if you were going to sum up the Six Nations, Ireland definitely a missed opportunity. But you'd probably say that the fact that France this evening are going to be going for the championship, they're probably the most talented team to not win a Grand Slam. It's probably the biggest thing in Ireland. Have we underachieved, underperformed? You had France and you had England at home. It was on paper we looked like the team that should have been up there creating history and winning a Grand Slam, and unfortunately it just wasn't meant to be.
Thank you very much, Chris. It was that nip and tuck all the way through Italy, taking the early lead thanks to Monte Ioanni. Ireland went in 12-10 up at the interval with a fine try by Dan Sheehan and one by Hugo Keenan. Ireland thought they got a couple more, but Dan Sheehan did add a couple more. The conversion kicker wasn't great, and back came the Italians at the end with Stephen Varney going over. Ireland just about held on no more, but the just about is all that matters. We say farewell to Peter O'Mahony, to Cian Healy and to Conor Murray, and to all three of them, thanks very much for the memories. Ireland have finished off with a win. They've got themselves a bonus point. Now it's up to sums, log tables out, logarithms, the whole thing, fingers and thumbs, shoes and socks off to get above 10. But the final score at Stadio Olimpico is Italy 17 and Ireland 22.
Jim, Chris in Rome, thank you. We'll hear the thoughts of Claire Small and Johnny Bell in Belfast in a moment. But with the time approaching 4:15, let's pause for the latest BBC News.